Hopefully this has fixed itself. I am not getting the error at the moment. We've conceded 1 goal already. I haven't even got my control thing up yet. I haven't got the chat popped out either. Hopefully you guys can actually see the stream. I'm not sure if it's up. There we go. I've seen people. I see viewer stats, but I'm not seeing like chat working or anything. So I'm also gonna have to edit the lineup for the Chelsea thing because obviously Cole didn't start. Scoreline top. They are winning 1-0, and I need to do the timer, and it's 10 minutes exactly. Boom. Okay, we all good. Everything working? Lovely. I'm not getting the error code. I must have had something open in the background that I couldn't see on Task Manager that was counting as a recording program, because I've got OBS up now and it's working. I had to restart my PC, basically. Hopefully we can, you know, get back into this. We need to get back into the game as well, because we've conceded a goal within the first 5 minutes. I think it's a Robert Sanchez howler. Oh, into the box from Kaisedo. It's nearly gone in from Delap, but out wide for Malagusto now. Chalobah to put the ball in. Neto at the back post. He's a bit too short to beat Wan-Bissaka. Question of a foul on Pedro Neto there by Wan-Bissaka in the box, but nothing given. Looking good now, yeah. I'm hoping that the new stream is up and like working and like available, because it said it was scheduled for a certain time, so hopefully it's now not scheduled and it's actually on. It's Esteval. Malagusto. Chalobah back to Tosin. I said I think we just didn't start very well. I think we'll probably be able to grow into this quite easily. West Ham are playing a bit more of a counter-attacky style, as we expected, with the amount of possession we get. It's good to see Tosin back in the lineup, though. No Palmer is a bit of an issue, but big shoes to fill now for Esteval Willian. Esteval, Willian and Pedro on the wings once again for Chelsea. Is my thing actually working? Yeah, okay, it is. Here's Neto. It's very much we're very much playing a let's get the ball wide and swing the ball into the box style now, with the 2 strikers, with the left footer on the left and the right footer on the right. So hopefully that works. I'm gonna get my fish and chips now. Actually gonna be able to eat. Good ball. Oh, there's a question of a foul on Ujima flip on Joao Pedro in the box. That will be checked. My fish and chips has gone cold at this point. Steve's turnover led to the goal, by the way. Yeah, I saw. Regardless of that, I still think Sanchez should save it. I don't think he should be getting beaten by a shot from that far out. VAR says that that's not a foul on Joao Pedro. Definitely could be. Here's Cucurella. Neto can try his luck up against Wan-Bissaka. Tries to play the ball in. It will ricochet to Joao Pedro, though. Yeah, this is going to be a horrible game. I can just tell already. The way that West Ham are set up, they are so defensive. It's going to take a really, really good ball to unlock this defense. Here's Malagusto. Or a bit of magic, as ever. It's Neto. He's going to put in a right-footed ball over the top for Esteval. Oh, really, really good work from Diouf at the back post to stop that from going in. That is a guaranteed goal for Esteval if he doesn't get there. Oh. Well done from the left wing back, who despite them conceding 3 goals last time, he actually looked pretty good in their game. It will be Pedro Neto to take the resulting corner, the in-swinger. Into the near post, it's flicked on and it's in for Joao Pedro! There we go, back in it. That flick on from Chalobah at the near post. You know what? Actually, I complained all of last game against Crystal Palace that we kept putting it into the near post and nothing was happening. That is what we were trying to do, clearly. It's really, really well worked. Yeah, Chalobah. Oh no, it's Cucurella actually getting the flick, not Chalobah. I thought it was Chalobah from my angle. Yeah, it's Cuckoo with the assist. First assist of this campaign for Cucurella and first goal of the campaign for Joao Pedro as well. And no more clean sheet for Mads Hermansson. And that's good. We got back into the game early. Now we can actually put the boots to them. They can't sit back now as well, which helps open up that defence a little bit more. I forgot to put it on the bingo card. Oh man, you know what? Because of the Palmer thing not happening, obviously him getting taken out of the lineup, I'm gonna change one of the bingo cards to the boys gave everything for if he says that in the post match interview, because that's something I've wanted. I wanted to put on there and I completely forgot until just now. But yes, thank God we're back to normality. It will be a free kick for West Ham, swung in to the back post by James Ward-Prowse, cleared at the back post by Joao Pedro. It's Paquetá on the right side. In behind for Todibo, across the box. And again, and it's another one for them. The defending has been absolutely woeful in this game. I think Palmer getting injured before the game has kind of affected the team, but there is a possible call for offside here. Also, by the way, it isn't actually Kaisedo as the captain. I've just seen Enzo's actually got the armband on. Is this going to stand? That's the question. It's Stuart Atwell on the VAR, I believe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Todibo's miles off. Yeah, he's miles off. That's getting. I'm going to take away the score already because that's going to get. That's going to go. That's going to get rescinded 100%. He's miles off. Yeah, he's massively off. Yep. Enough time for me to eat some more chip. Michael Oliver is supposed to be saying to the crowd what the decision is, but he's just not, apparently. So, there we go. Yeah, bit of a shaky start for Chelsea. We need to get like a considerable amount of possession and just calm the game down. Ball will be thrown to Naif Agad. Long ball from him will result in Chalobah winning the ball. And he's done really well to burst down the right-hand side here, Trevor. He's got Estevao inside him. Here is the Brazilian. Across the box for him, and it's Delap, but he can't get enough on it. Tried the kind of wild acrobatic volley there. I think it's also part of the reason you need to remember, like, most teams in this league have had like a pre-season, have had quite a long break. We have not had a break at all. We had like 2 weeks, if that, to have a break. So our players have basically been in one long season the entire time. So us being like out of position and kind of, you know, lackadaisical kind of makes sense, and that will be something we have to kind of win in spite of for the first few games of the season, I would imagine. Be a throw for West Ham from Juff. Paquetá will launch the ball forward. And Tosin has headed the ball off for a corner for no reason whatsoever. Man, this is a rowdy one. Might be missing our captain a little bit here, I'm not going to lie. I always love that Zuma run, because it's like, the thing which I always find really funny is the bit right at the end before he skies it over the bar, where he does like the slowest step overs I've ever seen, and it still fools the defender. In from Ward-Prowse to the back post, and it will be a foul on someone in the middle. I think it's Cuckoo. I'll go the other way. I'm not really sure there was a foul there, but here we go. Here's Kaisedo up to Cucurella. Long ball from him for Pedro Neto in behind, but Wan-Bissaka will clean that up pretty comfortably. Mads Hermansen plays a very wild ball by his standards, and it goes out for a throw. Will be a throw from Malagusto on the right side. He's nursing some kind of knock by the looks of things. Here he is again. Back to Chalobah. Here's Tosin in the central centre-back position. Estevao dropping deep to try and get the ball here. Long ball from Chalobah will go up to Delap, but Aged gets in the way. And now they'll get another chance to counter-attack. Can they get it through Kaisedo? No, yes, they can, but they can't get it past Enzo. Here's Estevao. Lovely work from him to skip past the challenge. Here's Neto. Put the ball in. It does put the ball in. It goes to the back post, and no one's there because Estevao's on the opposite side of the pitch. Paquetá will lose out to Chalobah. Here's João Pedro in the box. Dinked it to the back post. It's Neto! Pedro to Pedro, and it's 2-1 Chelsea. What a wild start to the game. They're gonna argue that there's a foul in the build-up, but they rarely ever disallow goals for fouls in the build-up nowadays. So I'm not sure if they will. Let's see. Is there a foul on Paquetá here? Not at all. Not at all. He gets the ball completely. It's a lovely finish from Pedro, by the way. Or Neto, by the way. VAR. Oh, don't say VAR. Don't. That's never a foul. If they disallow this goal, the game's gone. That is never a foul. He steps across him and gets the ball. That's a beautiful finish. If anything, Paquetá kicks Chalobah. This will be absolutely egregious. Oh, it says accidental contact. Lovely. Well done. Right, we're back in it. Graham Potter looking very stressed on the sideline. And Malagusto has, as I mentioned before, a knock, and he has gone down now. I think he's just got a cut or something. They're opening gauze swabs, so I think he might just have a cut, rather than it being anything muscular or tendon related. Yeah, they're strapping up his ankle, it looks like. Oh, that might be a bit worse than we initially thought then. Not sure. It seems like he'll continue. You know, honestly, I wonder if this is a bit of a ploy to try and settle the game. Yeah, no, he's got a really bad I just seen he's got a really bad cut on the back of his heel, like Achilles. He's got like bleeding from the back of his Achilles. That's probably why they've had to stop it, because they're weird with the blood thing. They're like, oh, you can't have blood anymore. No blood. Not allowed. They have just taken the kickoff whilst one of our players is in the centre circle, but we move anyway. It'll be a Madsen Manson long ball to the left side of the pitch. Fulkrug will win that, but Tosin will clear. It's to Debo. Kilman to Agard. So Ward-Prowse will play the ball forward to Paquetá. Or it's actually Bowen who dropped deep. It's Wan-Bissaka. Back to Kilman. And now it's Chelsea's turn to play a bit more defensive and counter-attacky, because we can now. It's Wan-Bissaka. This is the issue that they had against Sunderland, where they just couldn't play it forward. They kept struggling to play it forward. Lovely flick around the corner from Bowen, though, but it will be easily swept up by Cucurella. Cleared by Sanchez. He didn't really need to do that, to be fair. Great ball from Enzo. Here's Pedro Neto again. Plays it across the pitch for Estival, but it's on his right foot, and it's not particularly the best one. João Pedro will take a wild volley. Woo. Whew. I also need to check if the VOD for that other stream is up, because I need to delete that if so. I don't think you can delete things on the Studio app. That's really annoying. I'll do that later. Cucurella winning the ball and Neto losing it, but it will be a throw for Chelsea. I'm going to be really annoyed if we win this game 3-1, because I initially had 3-1 in my prediction that I made before the game, and then I changed it to 3-0. Like, before the stream. Good work from Pedro Neto and João Pedro to place him into play, but Souček will return the, or cut out the return ball. Here's Hermansen. Again, will try and play the ball forward, but again, he's forced backwards to his goalkeeper. Long ball from Hermansen. Over the top, and Tosin will win it. Gets a big clap from his manager. West Ham throw, though, on the right side. Backward to Debo. Manson looking for a long ball again. We'll mock those up all day. Tosin winning the header again. Fulkrug has gone down with a supposed head injury, but the referee has decided to ignore him because he's play acting. And well done on the ref, actually, because he's just gotten back up to his feet as soon as they've not given it. Crybaby. Kaisedo and Enzo playing a bit of keep ball. The home crowd getting very annoyed at that. And now we're going to go forward. Here's Kukurea. Here's Tosin to Chalobah. There's Olays going out throughout the London Stadium now as we pass the ball without them getting a touch. This is what we need. We need to just keep the ball and frustrate them. Long ball from Kukurea for Neto. Headed back by Wan-Bissaka. Here's Pedro. All the way back to Sanchez. Yeah, they want their team to press here, and they're not doing it particularly well, but we kind of want them to press as well. It suits us if they press. The ball will be falling for Liam Delap. He gets the ball across to Enzo Fernandez. Lovely little inside ball for Estival, but it double ricochets off of Souček, and Hermansen will prevent it from going out for a corner. Inflating the passing stats. Wan-Bissaka trying to get past Kukurea, unable to do so. Lovely ball from Todibo through the lines to get to Fulkrug. He'll get it to Agerd, rather. Here's Juff. Tries to get past one, does. Can't get past the second, though. I will say that João Pedro is playing more of a rather than a centre-forward position, he's playing more of a kind of, like, cami position, a 10 position, where Delap is playing really, really high up. Pedro is the one who's kind of dropping into midfield on the right side. Now it's their turn to play a bit of keep ball here. Here's Todibo. Here's Souček. Into Paquetá, who's allowed time to turn here. We can't be letting that happen too much. Fulkrug not passing it on quick enough for the home support's kind of liking. It's Bowen, stopped by Kukurea. Paquetá will get the ball out to Diouf. Takes it down on his chest, and he will try and run past one. Can't get past Estival, though. It will fall back to him, though, and Chalobah will shepherd this out for a goal kick. He's rapid, that guy, I'll tell you. This Diouf fella is very, very fast. This is what I was saying about the kind of hybrid formation that they play, because he was not playing in a left wing-back role there. He was playing as a winger. He was just straight up as a winger. It's really interesting how their team kind of changes between phases. Hope the fish and chips was delicious and not too cold. It's still by me and it is still cold, but then again, I'm not a big hater of cold chips or anything. At half time I'm gonna go put this in the microwave. Here's Kukurea. I said I would have eaten this before stream, but it didn't turn up in time. Chalobah to Estival. Malagusto will play it around the corner for Delap. Great hold-up play for him. It's Estival again into the box. Cuts across for Enzo Fernandez. What a beautiful play from Chelsea. And of course, Enzo Fernandez shuts up all the doubters that were calling him shit in the last game by getting a goal, as he often does. Great assist from Steve. Really good work from Delap as well to hold it up. Phenomenal all round. Every single player played their part there. I said this last week when we were facing Palace, when people said, "Oh, do you think we're going to struggle to score?" I said that Graham Potter couldn't organise a orgy in a brothel, let alone a defence, and that's exactly what's happened again. It's a phenomenal assist, by the way. The fact that he gets that directly to Enzo's feet. You know what that really reminded me of? That Esteval run. It really reminded me of the goal that Mudryk scored. I think it was it against Newcastle? I forget who it was against, where he basically just takes the ball off of one of his teammates and then runs through. Very, very good reaction to going behind, I will say. And some West Ham fans are already leaving the stadium. I never get that. I never understand like leaving your home stadium. Like even if I'm a Chelsea supporter, if I was at Stamford Bridge, even if we were getting battered 11-0 by Manchester City or something, I would not leave the stadium. Here's Esteval. Malo Gusto does well against Diouf and wins the ball back. Will win a throw for the Chelsea. Here's Enzo. Good work from Joao Pedro to keep the ball, but he's fouled, and it will be a free kick for Chelsea. He's the first manager to get sacked this year. It genuinely could be Potter, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Although I would imagine it's probably going to be that the Brentford coach, Keith Andrews. He's just not experienced at all. And I don't know how well they're going to do. Long ball from Tosin will not make it to Delap, but it will fall for Kaisedo. Here's Esteval. Here's Tosin again. Nice ball into Kaisedo. He's got space to get his head up, and it will play it into Enzo, who wasn't on the same page, and Neto isn't able to get the ball. Here's Wan-Bissaka into Jared Bowen. His attempt to try and get past Cucurella. He will play in Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side. Tracked all the way by Pedro Neto. Great work from the Portuguese. Oh, Nuno is also a shout. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that that's like first manager to be sacked in a way. Like that's, I mean, if he's had a falling out with the owners, then like that's another thing. I'm talking more on like merit of like, oh, this has just been, the manager has just been terrible. So great defensive work from Neto there. Will be a goal kick for Chelsea. Sanchez with a long ball out to the wide right channel. Aguerd will win that header. It will fall for Gusto. Plays it to Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro almost doing a Joelinton kind of impression today, because he's basically playing as a centre mid rather than a forward. Good work from Enzo to try and get it through to Cucurella, to Kaisedo rather, who wins the ball. Will retain the ball here. Here's Esteval on the right hand side. He's got loads of space on the right hand side to work here if he wants to go on a run. He decides against it. Here's Tosin. We've crept a few yards forward now, and the Champions of the World chant is going out throughout the London Stadium for our boys in, I was going to say boys in blue, but we're in black at the moment. Kaisedo, lovely ball into Esteval. He can't retain the ball though. Here's Hermansen. The Brentford manager gives me work placement vibes. Yeah, it felt like it was just one of those things where he's just kind of fallen into that position because they didn't really have any other options at the time. He feels like an interim rather than a permanent. Good work from Gusto, and Paquetá goes for an acrobatic overhead kick, and it's right down the throat of Robert Sanchez. Never going to score from that. Easy claim for the Spaniard. Here's Tosin. Third kick looks clean. Can't wait to get mine. Yeah, I'm going to be getting one as soon as I'm able. I'm not sure who I'm going to get on the back. I might get Joao Pedro on the back. I'm not sure. Here's Tosin. The Jogo Bonito came out full force of Paquetá. Unfortunately, he's not able to convert. Long ball from Chalobah into the channel. Good work from Delap to fight against Kilman, and he will try and battle away, but unfortunately it's got out for a goal kick. 5 minutes and a half left to play. I'm waiting for the away kit with Kuko on the back. I've got, obviously, my Palmer shirt. I've got a Drogba shirt. I've got one with my name on it. And in the post that's coming to me, I've got an Esteval shirt, a James shirt, 2 other custom ones, and I think I've got another Drogba shirt actually. I think I've got the 2012 Drogba shirt coming. Also, I got this from the store, by the way. I should probably show you guys this. This came yesterday. Got the new hats. I've been wearing a lot more baseball caps recently, so I thought I'd cop. I also got basically convinced by one of my mutuals on Twitter. You probably know who CFC Accountability is, but he basically convinced me. He was like, "Yeah, get it now because it's probably going to sell out soon." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure. You've convinced me." It didn't take very much convincing. Did you talk about how good Delap's hold-up play was for the Esteval assist? Yes, I did. Unfortunate for West Ham, the ball has fallen for Cucurella here. Here's Kaisedo. There is still time for another one if we want to really put the boots to them. Here's Esteval. Malagusto. Kaisedo again. Into Pedro Neto. It's a little bit deeper than we'd like. He does win a throw, rather. That kit is so clean. It looks, every time I look at it, it looks better. It's so nice. I'm not usually a fan of central badges, but having the central badge with the Club World Cup badge makes it look not as weird, so very nice. Here's Delap, holding the ball up well again. Cucurella. Pedro Neto. Good recycling on the ball from Chelsea. We're going to try and get it to the other side of the pitch now. Here's Tosin. Here's Esteval. Little dink ball into Gusto. Here's Kaisedo across the box or across the pitch rather, to Kaisedo. Or to Cucurella rather. Man, I'm messing my names up today. Oh, ambitious ball from Cucurella is not the one, and Socek, or rather Bowen, will be fouled in the midfield to win a free kick. Man, I cannot speak. My speech impediment is like really messing me up today. Esteval with another back heel flick that surrenders possession. I mean, I'd rather him be trying those things than him being boring and just passing it back all the time. You know? I mean, sometimes those things are going to work out, sometimes they're not. Like, that's just the nature of playing football. I'd much rather have a winger that tries to make things happen than a winger that just passes the ball back to the centre-backs and doesn't do anything. It's another free kick for West Ham on the left side. 3 Chelsea managers in the stadium. Here's Hermansen. There should be a little bit of added time here with the VAR check and the Malagusto injury as well. So maybe we get a couple of minutes extra. Here's Paquetá. Good control from him. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Back to the Brazilian. Up to Bowen on the right side. Up against Cucurella. He's inching his way into the box here. Tries to take the shot on, but who's there? Cucurella. And Neto will see it out for a throw, but they've given it to the other team for some reason. All right. And Todibo will just kick the ball off the pitch for a goal kick for Chelsea. Two of them won the World Cup. One of them is Graham Potter. Graham Potter won the Hearts. That's what he won. He has won Hearts. He's a lovely bloke. Not very good manager, but a lovely bloke nonetheless. Sanchez long ball. Will go to the left side. Delap is underneath it and does win a flick on, but can't get it to Pedro Neto, and it will go up for a throw again. Wan-Bissaka to take the throw. I think they've just said 6 minutes of added time. Yeah, 6 minutes. Here's Paquetá. Through the centre to Füllkrug. Good hold-up play from him to get it out to Wan-Bissaka. His touch is of that of a bus, and it's gone to Cucurella, but his pass is wayward, and it's gone back to West Ham again. Great tackle from Kaisedo is punished. There we go. That's tick that off the bingo card. That's a perfectly fine challenge. Brighton was very good, but that's the thing though. But you need to now, given the context of how he's performed at other clubs, do you think that Brighton were performing well because of Potter or because of the players that they had? Because they had some really good players in that Graham Potter team, and like when he got replaced and they brought in De Zerbi, they started doing even better. So like, I think they were probably playing well in spite of him rather than like because of him. And as I said, I think he's got the right ideas. I just don't think he puts them into practice particularly well. They're delaying over this free kick for some reason. It should be James Ward-Prowse to take it, as ever. He does. Back post is Jared Bowen. He's lost the header out to Joao Pedro. And here's Pedro Neto running down the wing. We've got a chance to break here. Great ball down the line for Esteval. He's had to slow down a little bit, and Diouf will win the ball high up. And apparently will win the throw-in as well. Okay. They want to get on with it quickly, as Paquetá will take a long ball. Trying to seek out Niklas Füllkrug again. Referee says play on to the foul on Cucurella. Are we going to kick the ball out for Füllkrug being down? We are. Okay. I think he's had a nasty landing and he's done something to either his ribs or his shoulder or something. Don't know what he's complaining about, if I'm being honest. Oh, he does get stood on. He does get accidentally stood on. Yeah, that is actually quite a nasty one, to be fair. He's back up, though. Be a painful one, but nothing too serious. Here's Tosin. Cucurella to Enzo. Lovely ball around the corner first time. Liam Delap will hold up. Good work from him. Esteval cannot retain the ball, though. The seeds of good play are there for us. It's just not quite working out. We just need to be a little tiny bit sharper and things are going to turn our way. That'll come with time. Yeah, so interestingly, they put on the graphic that it was Esteval starting in Palmer's position. It's actually Joao Pedro that's playing there now, because Esteval is on the wing. Bowen tries an overhead kick and it's going to fall for Sanchez pretty comfortably. Here's Gusto. Playing a dangerous game here, passing it around out of the pressure. Good work from Sanchez to get it to Cucurella, though. His ball down the line for Neto is a good one. Up against Todibo. He has to go back. Here's Kaisedo. Esteval's appeared for the ball. Here he is on the ball. Out to Malagusto. I'd like to see Esteval playing a bit more wide, if I'm being honest. Fulkrug looks like a manager at Screwfix. I don't like the fact that I understand exactly what you mean, and it's 100% true. Oh, Kaisedo has been absolutely clattered by Souček, and one through the back of the calf by Ward-Prowse, I think that is, actually. Yeah, Ward-Prowse. It's on the side of the foot / Achilles. That's a painful one. That should be a yellow, to be fair. Probably should be a yellow. Could have been a yellow. Isn't a yellow. He'll be fine. He's the Man of Steel. He'll be fine. About 1 more minute of added time to play. Tosin will play the ball to Enzo. Enzo being the link between the centre-backs and the forwards is much better for him, I would say. Although he has gotten up into the box and gotten a goal already. It's Kaisedo. Kaisedo's kind of performing as the third centre-back at the moment. Good ball over the top for Malagusto. Oh. We'll go out for a corner, I think. Is this a corner? Yeah, it should be a corner. It'll be Enzo to take it. Being hurried up a little bit by the referee. Oh, excuse me. Will we see this go into the front post? It's already a goal for Enzo. Can it be an assist as well? Here we go. Signal goes up, signal goes down. Swinged into the front post, and it's cleared by Paquetá. And the referee has ended the game. Or ended the half, rather. Ward-Prowse is on site from now on. Yeah, Gusto's been making that kind of out to in run a lot so far. We can pause the game clock, and I will set this for the second half. Right. Also, I'm just wondering. Oh, I was sitting there wondering like why I had like a gap in the screen. I was like, why is there a gap at the bottom left? That's for alerts. I was so worried. I was like, what is that for? Why is there supposed to be something there? I'm gonna move to the be right back screen just for a bit. Because I'm gonna try and eat some of my fish and chips and actually warm it up in the microwave. I'll be right back. So I'll pop onto the screen real quick. Okay, I just realised that I forgot to. I completely forgot to do all of the screen stuff, so that's still up there. Um, I will switch to the camera in a second here. Ugh. I also forgot my knife downstairs, so I can't. I couldn't eat the actual, you know, the main of the fish and chips, as it were. There we go. Yes, I'm eating fish and chips from the future. I really hope that they've. I went onto my app just now to um, sort some stuff out, and I've seen that they haven't cancelled the original order for the 26th. So I hope they're not just going to give me another one on the 26th. Real rollercoaster of a match has it been, eh? Yeah, really has. A little bit of a lack of control at the start of the game, but from like the 20th minute we kind of took over. Yeah, that's so. This is the interesting thing about that Neto goal. I didn't see. They're now like analysing it. I didn't see how egregious the defending from Wan-Bissaka was on that Neto goal. Yeah, there's nothing in the. Oh, it's such good work from Esteval. I'm just sorry. I'm just looking at the highlights. It's just like, you know, looks very good. Mm. A lot of the work that Delap has been doing is quite unselfish. So I'm hoping he does get a goal for his sake. Let's see what the Twitter brigade is saying, because I bet they've got some complaints. It's good to see us coming from behind, to be fair. As some have said, like, in other Chelsea teams, we wouldn't have that mentality to get back into games. We kind of just roll over and die. It's good to see us actually have some fight for once. It's a goal and an assist for Pedro. And then another goal from Pedro Neto. Fun fact, Esteval is the youngest ever player to assist a goal for Chelsea in Premier League history, supposedly, at 18 years and 120 days. It's weird because it feels like we're what's the word? It feels like we're like massively in control now, but like at the start we were so out of control, and it feels like the game was like, I don't know, getting away from us, but we're like fully in control now. So I'm not really sure what to make of the first half. We went from nearly 2 goals down to 2 goals up in a matter of 20 minutes. It's kind of crazy. And it has been also confirmed today. I didn't get to speak about this earlier, but has been officially confirmed that Vega has now permanently left Chelsea. He's gone to Villarreal. We have a very big sell-on clause for him, so good. Not how you start, it's how you finish, I've always been told. I've always been told it's not about finishing yourself, it's about making the other person finish, but there we are. I know my partner will be watching the stream and we'll be laughing about that, by the way. The issue with me doing these streams without the black and white filter is that I go really red whenever I say something that's embarrassing. I'm too white for I'm too white for the emotions to not show. It's also really good to see Pedro Neto score simply because the match graphic of his like of our our lineup had him doing his celebration, right? So he got to do it in the game as well, which is good. I want to see that Paquetá goal again because I really want to see what Sanchez is doing. Also nice to see that the front well, I say the front three, but like the central three behind the striker all got goal contributions today. Hopefully they can add to that in the next half. But you know how football is, right? It's going to be the same story as we always see, where we're not going to we think, oh, this has been very comfortable, we're getting loads of goals and what have you, and then the second half is going to be a 0-0 half, and we're just going to be sitting here like, this new ball is moving a lot in the air. Yeah, I did see someone say that it was moving in the air, but like, it's kind of apparently there's a kind of a question of why Sanchez has gone with the wrong hand or something. I said I didn't get to actually see more than the actual replay. I only got to see one replay of it. Oh, more Chelsea connections here with Derby have lost to Bristol City. Obviously, Frank Lampard connections with Derby. Could be a different ball Puma makes them now. Yeah, I think so. It's actually a really nice ball, though. I need to actually get myself one. It's good to see we're not just Palmer FC and we can manage without him. That's been the way for a long time. I think actually Palmer kind of having this kind of dip in form has actually made our team better because we've had that situation where from April when we kind of had to play in spite of him being relatively, let's say, poor, he was still creating things, just not getting like, the stats or what have you. I think that's really made our team kind of, all individually step up, and it's like, you know what, we're now actually just a good collective rather than just let's get it to Palmer and hope he scores kind of vibe. Couple of changes for West Ham on the sidelines though. Freddie Potts is coming on, so is Callum Wilson. So I assume that's Fulkrug and I'm not sure who else coming off. Hopefully the graphic comes up and actually shows me at some point. That'll be nice. Don't think there's any. It's Tadibo coming off apparently, so they're probably going to go to a back four. I imagine they go into a back four and then try and put some more pressure on us. Not really having Colwell really has made it clear how important he is. No, yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it was for the last game, it was more so just not having both Colwell and Tosin because it's basically we just need someone that can play in centre back, and we didn't have that particularly, and obviously having to force Chalobah or Josh over to the other side it just doesn't work as well. They will be kicking off though, and I'm not going to forget the time for the second time. There we go. I did remember this time. Yeah, I know more than a lot of people because I used to play in goal despite being a short bastard. That being a keeper is not as easy as most make it out to be. But again, I'll have to watch the replay because I didn't really see it. Speaking of Sanchez, here he is on the ball. No changes for Chelsea, though. And they have just moved into a 4-2-3-1, it looks like. With Potts going into the central role and Bowen going out wide right. Here's Ward-Prowse. Although Potts is now playing a little bit deeper, so maybe they're playing a 4-3-3, in fact, actually. With a flat 3 across the middle. It was Paquetá who's on the left at the moment. Here is Paquetá. Diouf can't get past Chalobah, who's been quite defensively solid so far on that right side. He does look like he's hurt. Are we going to put the ball out? Yeah, we are. Yeah. Eventually we are. I always like it when the crowd goes really quiet and you can hear like the referee talking to the players. The referee has just had to tell Paquetá that it's a throw-in, rather than a drop ball. I just find that really fun, being able to hear the insider stuff. Here's Gusto. Estevao. Good hold-up play from Delap again. He's been thrown off the ball and the referee's allowed it to go on. Bit too heavy of a pass and it will go out for a throw again. Quite a slow and staccato start to the second half so far. Sanchez will clear. Long ball up to Pedro Neto. The bounce will deceive Wan-Bissaka and he'll put it out for a throw. Ooh, little ball around the corner from Enzo isn't enough to reach Delap. It will go back to Mads Manson. And they will always try and play it out from the back. They're confident in doing this. We are going to be putting on a little bit of a squeeze here. Not a committed press, though. They will be able to get out. The West Ham fans are getting very, very annoyed at this slow, lackadaisical play around the back. They will now play it into the middle, and Joao Pedro will put on the press. They will get out with Diouf here, though. Long ball from him. Over the top for Callum Wilson is easily defended by Tosin, and then cleared further by Cucurella. Ball will fall to Delap. Good out to Enzo. Outside for Cucurella, and back to Enzo, who is very much playing in a much deeper position than he has been at times today. Here's Estevao. Malagusto. Tracked all the way by Diouf, and it will go all the way back to Sanchez. Sanchez with a really nice ball into the middle for Joao Pedro. He gets it around the corner for Enzo. It's a 4v4 here. Ball to the left side for Pedro Neto. Takes a touch. Plays it back in for Enzo. It's another great opportunity for Enzo to get a second, but he can't keep it down. Good work. That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. He's leaning back a little bit there, by the looks of things. Yep, Neto onside as well. I really feel like he should have put that to the back post for Estevao, but it's a good pick out from him. He tries to side foot the ball and it kind of just skims off of his foot. We are going to get another chance here with Joao Pedro. Going to move into the box here. doesn't use the disguised run of Pedro Neto and instead decides to go backwards. His Tosin. Oh, he's tried to feed a really... Oh, it's such a good idea, the ball he's tried to play there, but Neto wasn't on the same page. It's gone out for a throw. Wan-Bissaka will take the throw. Cleared further by Ward-Prowse. Callum Wilson's held up the ball decently well. Here's Bowen. Good work from him. He wins the throw. Cleared by Cucurella. It will be another throw. Again, like I said earlier, this game has been really, really stop-start in the second half. There's not really been much flow to it. Tosin will clear. Kaisedo will clear further. It will fall for Esteval, but he... Ooh. Okay, no, he does do well to get the ball, but the ball from forward from Gusto is a little bit bad. Get the pass from Esteval was a tiny bit hospital. We'll go all the way back to Mads Manson now. Long ball from Aged will be cut out by Pedro Neto. Good work from Kaisedo to get it around the corner for Enzo. Here's Pedro Neto. He's got Cucurella for support. He will make that run in behind and he will get it to him. It's a good ball. Loads of space for him. Plays it across. Oh, he needs to play the ball first time there, Cucurella. He tried to put it along the floor and it laps up for a corner rather. Luke with the $4.99 super chat says, what Chelsea goal is the most memorable or significant for you? Well, it's hard because, like, if we're talking about significance, it will always be Drogba's in the 2012 UCL final for me as a memorable one. But, like, my favourite goal, and the one which I always remember, is a really, really weird choice, but it's Andre Schürrle's goal that he scored on the opening day when he came to us, where it's that really neat little bit of passing play where Fabregas has that really good assist. It's a goal from Kaisedo. It's an absolute howler from Mads Hermansen. I was so flabbergasted at what bad he did there for that goal. I just didn't even know how to commentate, if I'm being honest. But yeah, yeah, that's it. I think was it against Burnley? Who was it against? I think it was against Burnley. But it's a really nice little passing move, and he does that little chipped, dinked ball over to the back post where Schürrle is. That's my favourite goal. It's my favourite assist that I've ever seen. It defies logic, that assist. Declan Rice, you have 24 hours to respond, I think is what the Arsenal fans always say, right? Whenever he gets a goal. It's a little toe poke from Kaisedo. I don't even know if he's actually trying to score here. He just throws a leg at it. Little Trivella, we could say. Yes, I appreciate the $5 super chat. I'm gonna search that up now. Is that against Burnley? That's gonna bug me. I think it was against Burnley. Yeah, it is. It was against Burnley. 4-1 for the Chelsea. Well, I didn't get the scoreline right, but I've got the deficit in between. Right. West Ham goals conceded in opening 2 games, 7, which they have now done because we've just scored 4, is the most in their history. So we could make a record today if we score another. We want to get the goal difference high anyway. That could be imperative towards the end of the season. Ball has fallen for Kaisedo again. Here's Kukurea. He'll play it around the corner for Enzo. He'll be tackled by Souček, who keeps it in. It's done well there, the Czechia native. Great tackle from Kaisedo. It'll be played around the corner for Enzo, but it's a bit scrappy in the midfield now. Kaisedo wins the ball again. Here's Delap. 3v3 for Chelsea here. 4v3, in fact, if we get it right. Here's Joao Pedro running up the pitch. Oh, they've played it to Neto. It's a little bit behind him. Estevao peeling out to the edge of the box, but he's not going to receive the ball. The ball's going to be fired into the near post, and it's a wasted opportunity. It has to be said. Here's Kukurea. Tosin, lovely speared ball around the corner. Great work from Joao Pedro to get it to Delap. Great work from him to get it to Estevao. Oh, great tackle from Diouf. Man, if it wasn't for Diouf in this game, I think we'd probably be 6 goals up by now. Those little bits of play between Joao Pedro and Delap have been very good to see today. Lovely ball around the corner as well from Delap. I said earlier before the second half, I said that Delap's been very unselfish today. He hasn't been trying to get the glory himself, but he's been ticking it around for his teammates, and that's served us well so far. It will be Neto to take the corner with an in-swinger from the right-hand side. Estevao and Kukurea are the short options. Kukurea now runs into the box. As we go long, it's dinked into the middle of the goal. It's punched away again by Mads Hermansen, knocked towards goal by Joao Pedro, and it's gone in. It's Trevor Chalobah. And that is a record. West Ham have now conceded 8 goals in their opening 2 games, which is the worst in their history. It's always good to see Trevor get a goal. He could have, we never know, in a different timeline, he could have been at Palace. That's Jehovah's son, that is. And they are now, all of the fans in the stadium are leaving. They are getting up and leaving. It's a tsunami of fans leaving the stands at the moment. And it comes from, again, Mads Hermansen just going for something he shouldn't do. He just shouldn't bother he shouldn't be bothered trying to punch that. And this is what I said in my Premier League predictions when I was talking about West Ham and their chances not doing particularly well. I said that I don't even think that Mads Hermansen is particularly better than Areola. And he's been proving it in the first 2 games. He is not up to scratch. By my count, 3 of the goals they've conceded out of those 8 have been directly his fault. Pedro Neto with another assist, yeah? Bernardo Cueva getting a pay rise after this. Absolutely. Say it quietly. Maybe we're better without Palmer. I'm kidding. Before anyone takes that out of context, I'm making a joke. Tosin with the header forward. Delap with a good hold-up play, but he is offside. Flag goes up against him. We've got 30 minutes still to play as well, by the way. We could make this a very, almost a cricket score. And this is what we saw from Graham Potter's Chelsea team. As soon as we conceded, we just capitulate, completely fall in on ourselves and wouldn't know what to do. I think it's genuinely is down to him. Here's Paquetá, Callum Wilson, tackled by Tosin. Good work from Tosin again to get the ball out. Enzo will then get it out to Pedro Neto. Another counter-attack coming for Chelsea. Pacey Pedro Neto down the left-hand side. Potts is keeping up with him. He will take him on, though. Bursts around the outside. Dinks into the back post, and no one's there. It will fall for Enzo Fernandez on the volley. He probably would not have gone that if we were 1-1, but 5-0, 5 goals up, I think he's allowed to take one of those audacious volleys on. And it will be a substitution now for Chelsea. It's Delap coming off and Andre Santos coming on. Which is interesting. I'm not sure why they've taken off Delap. I think he's been pretty good today. Maybe it's just a fitness thing. It seems like a scheduled change on 60 minutes. He's been very, very good. His dad, Rory Delap, obviously the old long thrower in the crowd. Could see that. I think there's a Liam Delap chant going out throughout the crowd. Love to hear that. Long ball from Hermansen. We'll go over the top and Tosin will deal with it. I tell you, Tosin has been so important to our defending today. I know we were a bit shaky at the start, but he's been solid as a rock since then. Paquetá is down. Looking up at the lights. He might be concussed here, actually. He's doesn't look particularly good. Although, to be honest, if I was playing in a team that's getting battered 5-1, I'd probably pretend to be concussed as well. Get myself off the pitch. Expect others to be pulled soon. Yeah. Yeah, it was a short week. Yeah, let's be honest. But then again, Delap didn't start the last game, so I would imagine James might come on at some point. Maybe Hato. I'd like to see Hato. Bring Hato on and get Kukurea off. That's what I'd like to see. Because I don't want Kukurea getting injured before the next game or anything. Okay, he's still down, by the way. He has now just set up. I think he's fine. Oh, we're witnessing a Hammer's funeral. Perhaps. I'm trying to think of a pun, and I can't. It's just not coming to me. Will be a corner for West Ham though, so chance for them to get one back is James Ward-Prowse over the set piece. To the back post, it will be cleared by Joao Pedro, I think. Another corner. Yeah, I think it was Gusto actually, at the far post. Another corner for West Ham on the opposite side now. Swung in by Bowen. Cleared at the front post by Trevor Chalobah. It will be Ward-Prowse to collect the ball. He's tried to play it down the line for Bowen. Has done really well there, to be fair. Up against Kukurea. Goes outside. Dinks it into the middle. And it's Callum Wilson with a free header. You'd think he would do better than that. Asugo on, please. Yeah. Asugo Hato. Get Kukurea and Kaisedo off. I don't want to risk those two getting injured or anything. Yeah, he's off put by Enzo there, to be fair. Do you think he would probably want to hit the target with that, though? Here's Tosin. Sanchez into Kaisedo. Back to Tosin, who's going to surge up the pitch here, get us forward past that first line of press. Here's Enzo. Pedro Neto, back to Enzo. And we're going to recycle the ball back to Tosin again. Gusto is now inverted into the middle, which is interesting. Slightly different formation since Delap came off, I imagine. Here's Sanchez once again. Long ball from him down to Esteval, but it's gone out wide. Here's Aged. Yeah, Sanchez's distribution has never been his strong suit, let's be honest. Good work from Kaisedo in the middle, but he's outnumbered and outmatched in that regard and concedes a foul. Is that Bruno Saltor? It is. I think that is Bruno Saltor. He's got a yellow card on the bench. Kukurea will clear. Enzo tries to get it around the corner, but Paquetá is there. Ward-Prowse on the right-hand side. Paquetá again. Lovely ball for Jared Bowen. Cross the box, and who's there? Chalobah will clear, and the rebound shot from Souček is into the arms of Sanchez pretty comfortably. I don't think Souček really knew much about that. He just kind of flung a leg at it as it came back to him. Here's Enzo. Neto to Malagusto, who's in the central position. Back to Enzo. Here's Kaisedo. Andre Santos is in masses of space, and he will get the ball now. Wesley Fofana is on the touchline warming up, by the way. Very interesting. Here's Esteval. Malagusto. Whips ball into the box, and he's complaining about handball there, but nothing given. Callum Wilson will hold off Esteval. Here's Paquetá. Jared Bowen running down the other side. He's up against Kukurea again. He's fared pretty well against him so far. Good work from Kukurea once again. To clear. Paquetá. Playing a bit of 1-2s with Jared Bowen here. He's surrounded by 3 players and will be able to get the ball through to Souček though. God, they're actually creating a lot of chances in this last kind of stage of the game. To be fair, oh, it's a fantastic save from Sanchez. I think he's offside anyway, but good attempt from Potts and a really good save. I'll check that off the bingo card. Yeah, so Souček was a mile off on the original effort. He's done that for the cameras, though, to be fair, Sanchez. He doesn't need to do all that. So it's Reece James coming on for Malagusto. Jorel Hatto, rather, coming on for Kukurea, I'd imagine. And Wesley Fofana is coming on, which is good to see. Yeah, I think people took the whole him axing his Instagram thing a bit too seriously, if I'm being honest. Good to see Fofana back on the pitch. Let's hope it stays that way for a long time. I don't think he's rushed his recovery this time, so hopefully he does, you know. Because he's such a good player when he's on the pitch. You just can't stay on the pitch long enough. The partnership that we had between him and Levi throughout last season was one of our best. It's now a partnership of him playing on the right-hand side of the 3, though. And Jorel Hatto is playing on the left-hand side of the 3. He's unable to reach Sanchez's pass, which is absolutely hospital. So we are now playing a pretty standard 3 centre-backs in these back 3 positions, rather than there being a full-back in there now. Enzo, Kaisedo, and Santos as the 3 in front of them. And then João Pedro and Neto and Esteval as the 3 forward players. Good ball into Paquetá. Great ball from him into Wilson. Great little Cruyff turn to get it past the Chelsea defence. Oh, cleared off the line by Kaisedo. He took too many attempts to try and fool the defenders there, Callum Wilson. He should have just taken a shot. I think it was Walker Peters who has just come on off the bench as well, who had the final attempt there. Great tackle again from Kaisedo. It's a corner for West Ham. They've decided after going 5 goals down to start actually playing the game properly. It's kind of interesting. Do like our players trying to put their bodies on the line for all of those fake shots, though. Good to see. Ball into the front post from the corner from Bowen is going to be cleared. And cleared further by Hatto. Here's Walker-Peters. Paquetá on the left side. His right-footed ball is cleared by Wesley Fofana. But the player was offside anyway, so no harm, no foul. It'll be Sanchez to take the goal kick. Or not the goal kick, the free kick, rather. How many subs do we have left? We've brought on James, Fofana, Hatto, and Santos, so we've got 1 more. Or 2 if we get a concussion. James has moved into the midfield, I should mention as well. He's playing next to Kaisedo. Here he is on the ball now. Bursts away from Paquetá. Driving up the pitch. Plays the long ball in behind. It's a beauty for Esteval. Go on, son. Oh. That would have been absolute beauty. That pass from Reece James is phenomenal. Fabregas would be... Oh. I just got a notification saying that OBS Studio is disconnected. Are we still live? Are we good? It said reconnection successful, so I think we're fine. Oops. Here's Kaisedo. Oh, he's trying to play that ball over the top for Neto, but he's not on the same wavelength. There's some lag. Okay. Hopefully it's fine. Here's Potts. Tackled by Esteval. Great work from Steve. 3v4 here. Out wide to the right side where Andre Santos is. He plays it to the back post, but Joao Pedro is not able to get 20 feet off the floor to receive that, unfortunately. The 3 Brazilians are now working in tandem up the top. Wan-Bissaka will launch it forward. Fofana up against Callum Wilson, and he will win that duel. Will be a throw for West Ham, though. Here's James Ward-Prowse into Paquetá. Jared Bowen, who's quite obviously been their best player, I would say, Bowen. I mean, Paquetá got the goal, but I don't think, apart from that, he's really done that too much, let's say. Jamie Gittins is now on the left hand, on the sideline, by the way. He should be coming on soon. I imagine he comes on for Esteval. Good work from Paquetá to get it to Wilson. Out to Ward-Prowse again. Looking to play a ball over the top, and he does. And it's good claim from Sanchez early off his line. Here's Esteval. James into Enzo. Back to the skipper. Playing a little bit of keep ball. Here's Fofana. Sanchez will be looking for a long ball. He's played a short one down the middle, which Joao Pedro will get on the end of. Santos plays a little bit of a hospital pass, but Sanchez will have to launch the ball. And it's very, very awkward. And Neto will get on the end of it, you know. He's been fouled by Wan-Bissaka, and the referee is playing advantage. We have recycled the ball here. Here's Kaisedo. Fofana. Esteval on the wide right. Yeah, I think it is Esteval that's going to be coming off then. Here's Kaisedo. Good work from him. Get the ball out to Neto. Go on, get it to the back post for Esteval. Do it. Neto's just too hesitant on the ball sometimes, man. Here's Hato. He needs to just play the ball in first time, create something. He keeps hesitating. Here's Hato, who's... Oh, Hato. I don't know why... Sometimes they say Hato, sometimes they say Hato. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's Hato. He will commit the foul, the Dutchman, and it will be that substitution now. Esteval coming off. Jamie Gittins coming on. That should shift Pedro Neto onto the right side, I would imagine. Good work from Esteval. A big Steve-O chant is going out throughout the London Stadium. That's really funny. Ball in behind for West Ham is dealt with very well by Wesley Fofana. Smart centre-back play there to commit the foul. Or not to commit the foul, to bring on the foul. I'd like to see Gittins get a goal. Or an assist or something. He's been unfairly criticised in recent games, I would suggest. Ball to Reece James from Sanchez is a good one. He'll be surging up the pitch now. The captain will play the switch ball over to Enzo Fernandez, who is on that right-hand side, or left-hand side rather. Here's Hato. Reece James in a central position. Out wide to Neto, who's now on the right side. Up against Diouf. Can he make something happen? He trips over his own feet there, but he's kept the ball. No harm, no foul. Speared pass in by Tosin is very unable to be controlled by Santos. Here's James. And the Olays are starting to come out again. Here's Neto. Wesley Fofana. Santos. Kaisedo to James. Here's Santos. James. Very quick passing football here. Tosin across to Hato. Forward for Jamie Gittins. First chance for him to run at his man. Decides not to. Here's Enzo. Okay, we're just playing the rondo here. This is a training session. Kaisedo has actually moved into the central centre-back role, which is interesting. Good ball from him up to Joao Pedro, who retains the ball to Reece James. Here's Tosin. Long ball from Sanchez has been knocked down by the West Ham defence, so it will be picked up by Andre Santos. Here's Neto. Across the face of the pitch to Kaisedo. Here's Hato. Jamie Gittins. Go on, take on your man. Hato's made the underlap. Here's Wesley Fofana. Reece James. Being thrown to the floor by Paquetá, and that will be a foul. And there's now a chant of "Can we play you every week?" going throughout the London Stadium, which is very funny. It's Fofana. Kaisedo. Here's Fofana again. Out wide to Pedro Neto. First time ball from him over the top. Kilman will deal with that, but here's Wan-Bissaka. He's been a bit suspect from his defending in this game. He's done well there, though, up against the pressure of JB Gittins. Walker Peters will get it forward for Bowen. He tries to dink the ball in, and it will bounce off the back of Tosin for a West Ham corner, which the Englishman will probably take himself. Ball in from James Ward-Prowse is quite easily and comfortably dealt with. Tosin is stretching something out. Might be a little bit of cramp. West Ham's kind of next few games are really, really harsh on them. If I'm being honest, they're probably gonna be smack bottom of the table after the first 4 games, I'd imagine. Here's Kaisedo. Good ball from him to James. We're past that first press. We can get up the pitch here. If he wants to play it forward, he's gonna slow things down. Here's Enzo. Joao Pedro plays a 1-2. Hato to Gittins. He's got Enzo for support. He will play it to him, but he's miles offside. Not sure what the plan was there. There's Aged again. Good pass from him. They'll escape the pressure for now. Here's Kilman. Here's Joof. Gets a little bit of luck there, but he will win the throw. Bowen. Here's Paquetá. Surrounded by 3 Chelsea players, and he will lose out. Here's Pedro Neto. We've got the counter-attack going. Doesn't look like anyone else really wants to join him in the counter-attack, though, and he will do really well to get past the youth there. Really, really good. Little bit of footwork. Up against 2 players, doubled up on there. I think that's all he really could have done. Little La Croqueta takes the brunt of Diouf. He's been very, very good today, Pedro Neto. He is still down here though. He's clutching his knee. I hope it's just a clash of knees and he's not seriously injured. He's up on his feet now. He should be okay. Interesting area for this free kick. There's 3 players standing over it. James, Neto, and Enzo, who has put the ball down. It will be an in-swinger from the right-hand side if either of those 2 take it. They've taken it short. Here's Enzo. Across the face to Hato. There's cries of shoot for the Chelsea fans as the Dutchman was 40 yards out. Might as well when you're up 5 goals. Here's Hato again. Joao Pedro tries to win the throw-in, does not. On the left-hand side. Here's Walker-Peters. Tackled by Joao Pedro. Here's James. Wesley Fofana. Back into the captain. Here's Kaisedo. Andre Santos. Neto. Back to Santos. He was unaware of that, and Jif has won the ball back. Here's Potts. Toward Prowse. No space centrally for him to pass to, so he goes back out to Walker-Peters on the right side. Here's Ward-Prowse again. Wan-Bissaka. Walker-Peters. Long ball from Kilman. And Juve will get on the end of it. Good work from him. Tries to play in Paquetá and does. He's quickly surrounded by 3 players and Pedro Neto will win the ball off him. Very good. Unfortunately, he can't keep the ball on the pitch though. Here's Jif. Potts. And play it across the pitch. It should go out to Bowen here. And does. He's got Walker-Peters for support. He doesn't need him though. He takes him around the outside. Does really, really well. But Tosin's in the way. And it will be another West Ham corner. They've done well to try and create chances in the second half, West Ham, but it just hasn't really been working out for them. Bowen, if I was Bowen, I'd be putting in a transfer request, if I'm being honest. This team is stinky. He deserves better. Especially when it's a World Cup year, isn't it? So. Oh. Effort from Aged will go over the top. Good ball from Ward-Prowse. If only we'd beaten Palace, we'd be clear at the top, yeah. Well, we'd be drawing. Well, we're going to be at the top anyway. But we would have been, if we beat Palace, we probably would have been drawing with City, depending on what their second result is, because they got a 4-0. Here's Sanchez. Long ball from him goes to absolutely no one, but it will be chased down by Neto, just to put a little bit more pressure on. Here's Joao Pedro's putting on even more pressure on Mads Hermansen. Long ball from him on his left peg is a poor one, and James will clean that up. Here's Andre Santos. Here's Enzo. Good little ball in for Joao Pedro, but he wasn't aware of it. Potts will now bring it away. Enzo has brought him down, but the referee will play advantage, and then Hatto has brought down Bowen, and the play will be brought back, and it's a yellow card for someone. I imagine it's for Enzo. And that's the first one of the game. I don't think it was for Hatto. I assume it was for Enzo. For his initial challenge. Which is a pretty poor one. Here's Kilman. Oh no, they are giving it as a Hatto yellow card, which is interesting. Thought it would have been pulled back for the earlier one. They have played some neat football down the right-hand side here. Here's Walker-Peters. Ball into the box is a good one, and Paquetá was underneath it, but good intervention from Wesley Fofana. And then he's left a little bit on Ward-Prowse, and it is in a dangerous position here for a free kick specialist like him to take. I think it's a little bit too far forward, I would say. It's going to be very difficult for him to get it up and under the bar. Yeah, it's a little bit too close to the wall, I would imagine, or too close to the goal, rather. Never doubt him, though, when it comes to these types of positions. I think he has actually moved the ball back a little bit, ref. You might tell him to put it back forward. Here we go. JWP. We'll blast it straight into the wall, and it's deflected behind for a corner. That is kind of crazy, isn't it? That's the thing. Is like what you have this situation where when you're good at one thing and one thing only, you can get those types of records. I'm not saying that James Ward-Prowse isn't good at other things, but he's very clearly a free kick specialist. So the one thing he's really, really good at. He obviously practices a lot more than his other kind of attributes. So close one for Max Kilman at the back post. He doesn't get a good connection on it though. Oh, excuse me. Oh. We're coming to the end of the game, and the player of the match will be delivered. And it's going to be given to Esteval. Player of the match, Esteval. I'm greedy, I want 6. How many minutes of stoppage time will there be? Let's see. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Oof, very risky ball from... I completely forgot what I was saying. It just went out of my head. Here's Sanchez. Lovely ball over the top from Kaisedo. Here's Andre Santos. Plays out wide right for Pedro Neto. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Takes a strike. It will deflect back. Here's Jamie Gittins. Go on, Gittins. Get a goal. I'd love to see him get a goal. He takes the ball to the back post. It's for Neto. Lovely little header. And it's a handball. Clearly handball. I don't know if it was a handball. I'm just joining in. I think his proximity is a bit too short for him to actually give that one anyway. Oh, his arm is away from his side massively, though. Yeah, proximity, I think, will save him there. But he is literally doing this and putting his arm out to block it, though, to be fair. I think that's one of the ones that's on the line. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think that would be harsh if they gave that. So, right decision from the refs. Neto to take the corner. Dinked into the front post. It's cleared. Back to Neto. Here's Enzo. Could pick out a pass here. Forward, he tries to, and Mads Hermansen will grab that quite comfortably. And ironic cheers bellow out from the stadium as he finally makes a save. Here's Paquetá. Diouf. Back to Paquetá. Here's Ward-Prowse around the corner for Potts. It's Diouf again. Little 1-2 with Potts, but James will clean up this pretty comfortably. Great low centre of gravity from him, and he does well to get the ball around. So does Neto to get the ball to João Pedro, who does super well to hold up the ball. Neto again bursting down the right-hand side. He's so quick, even this late on in the game. He's tried to buy a foul there, I think, in the box, but he's not been given it. I think that'll be that. The Pedro Neto chants go out throughout the stadium as well. Great work from him today. He's been really, really good. And that is the final whistle. The players fall to the floor they put in quite a big shift, and the boos ring out from the London Stadium. We will get to doing, if I can close this, we will get to doing the bingo card here in a second. Although I haven't actually got the bingo card up because I had to restart my PC, so I'm going to have to get that back up again. Joao's my man of the match, 2 assists and a goal. Yeah. Honestly, I'd probably... it's really hard between him, Esteval, and Neto. In fact, I would even throw Delap's name in the hat, because I think he was very, very good for pretty much all of the goals. Gets the pre-assists, as it were. We just got to get this loaded up again. So officially it was given to Esteval from Alan Smith. I'll take that for the Twitter debates, to be fair. Our young star boy's already got a player of the match. Where's yours? Okay, this is taking a long time to load. I do apologise. Although in the meantime I can eat more cold fish and chips, so... Man, this has taken a long time. Hello? West Ham fans' faces were our faces a couple of seasons back, calling it the Potter effect. Yeah, I mean, that's what he does to clubs, isn't it? I do feel sorry for the bloke, because he is clearly a very nice guy, but he's just an awful, awful tactician. Okay, we now do have the thing loaded here. get rid of this. Send this to the back. Right, cool. Now we can go into this. Let's tick off some bingos, shall we? This is not aligned properly. There we go. So we have got... forgot the timer. I did forget the timer in the first half because of certain things happening. Kaisedo player of the match? No. Clean sheet? No. Santos starts? No. Steve goal/assist? Yes, because he gets an assist in this game. Hato up? Yes. Kaisedo enemy number 1? Yeah, I remember calling that out. Sanchez wonder save? Yep, we saw that from the good strike from Potts, even though it was offside in the end. On second look, did I do this? I can't remember if I did this. I probably did, so I'll do this. Unlikely goal scorer. I will be taking this for Moises Kaisedo getting a goal. So Chalobah also getting a goal, so both of those work. So we've already got one bingo. I don't think I turned foreign high line high risk hammers. They did do this, but I don't think it really paid too much of an issue. I'm gonna take it off anyway. Rescuable and full flow. Yeah, we did see some good passing moves in this game. Swears the rest. I don't think I saw the rest. I think the rest were pretty good today, actually, surprisingly. Didn't get this. Worldy. I mean, Pedro Neto's goal is pretty good. I wouldn't say they were worldies, though. I guess, Paquetá's is probably a worldie. We can take that for Paquetá's goal. Over 2 common players, we had James Chalobah on the pitch. That's 2. Is there any others? Did any other common players play? No Colwill, no Achampong, no George. No, so that's not over 2, unfortunate. Correct prediction, no. Gittins Galazzo, no. Unk Impact felt. Yeah, I did say in the second half that I felt like it was very apparent that Tosin was, like, you know, missed in the first game. Delap doesn't get a gold. Weird substitution. I think Delap coming off was a bit of a weird substitution, to be fair. He comes off for Santos, doesn't he? That's kind of weird, so I'll take that. Impact sub strikes. No, I don't think any of our substitutions actually did anything particularly. And then top of the league. This was just for a win, and we are currently, as it stands, top of the league. Very temporarily, as tomorrow we will probably not be on top of the league. But we are at the moment. So we do get... if we... Oh, what's the free space? What should we have the free space for? Let's have the free space for the Olays and the general disdain. Oh, we can have this for the boys gave everything. The boys gave everything. That's what we can have. So we do get 1 here. We do get another one here. So 2 bingos today, which is much better than we did last time. So yeah, good work from Chelsea today. We get 2 bingos. One of these days, I'm gonna actually come up with a reason for us to get the bingos. Like I might do like gifted members or something. For us getting bingos. Like I'm not sure. One of these days I'll figure that out. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. I will be back tomorrow for the grayscale, and then the day after the grayscale will probably be the tactical breakdown for this game, which will be nice. Maybe I might do those the other way around. I'm not sure. It might actually forego doing the grayscale just so I can do the tactical breakdown instead. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But then we've got a bit of a break, I think, between this game and the next. Our next game is a very close derby between us and Fulham on Saturday. And it's a very early kickoff, so I will be doing, obviously, I'll be trying to do the watch along for that. That'll start at like 10 past 12, around there. So I'll have that up, and then obviously the preview will probably be the day before on the Friday. So exactly 7 days from now. So great. We have a whole week. Good time for us, our players, to get a break. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out as always. I appreciate the support, especially considering the wanky fucking start that we had with all the stuff, and my fish and chips is still here and cold. So there we go. It's gone cold again. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out as ever, and I'll see you guys on